Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Cyrus is banned from GH, Michael's fate is sealed, and Carly's fury erupts. The General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 6th, state that Brad Cooper will lose his anger, so we'll see if he clashes with Portia Robinson once more. Regardless, Portia will undoubtedly spar with Cyrus Renaud during his future visit to Ghana. After Portia bans Cyrus from the hospital, he may promise to file a complaint and make some veiled threats. However, Portia would not want Cyrus anywhere near their patients, especially given the ongoing investigations. Although Portia will not have proof that Cyrus is responsible for the digitalis overdoses, she may consider him a suspect. Whatever the case, Portia's eventful day will continue when Lucas Jones questions her about Elizabeth Baldwin's suspension. Once Portia confirms that it is correct, she may promise Lucas that it will be fixed as quickly as feasible. Portia will definitely not blame Liz for what has been going on at GH, but the hospital needs to protect itself legally and gather all of the facts. Next, Jocelyn Jack's revelation may take her by surprise. Since Jocelyn appears to be going through Dex Heller's possessions, she may come upon something that causes her to experience another wave of grief. Of course, Jocelyn could discover that a lethal digitalis overdose caused Dex's heart attack. If Jocelyn receives updates on the facts of Dex's autopsy report, she may become even more motivated in her pursuit of justice. Jocelyn will tell Trina Robinson about her determination to make the person who did this pay. Trina will sympathize with Jocelyn during her time of loss, but she may advise her to let the authorities handle it. In Jack Brennan's office, he refuses to give up on finding Valentine Cassadine through Charlotte Cassadine. Colette Gerard failed to eliminate Valentine, but Brennan believes they will get another chance later. Carly Spencer will express her frustration with Willow Corinthos' conduct during a conversation with Jason Morgan. Carly believes Willow has lost her mind, so she'll let her rage out before Jason calms her down. Meanwhile, Willow will be in tears as a result of a move made by Michael Corinthos through his attorney. Diane Miller plans to utilize Willow's trip to Washington with Wiley Corinthos to Michael's advantage. Willow will be concerned about losing the children as a result of Diane's actions. At Sonny Corinthos' residence, it appears that he will emphasize the need of honesty between Michael and Diane. Sonny will trust Diane to do a good job, but Michael must provide her with all of the necessary information. Michael may be concerned about the outcome of the custody dispute because he has not informed Diane about his relationship with Sasha or the baby she is expecting. Unfortunately, nothing else will matter after an explosion occurs in Sonny's penthouse. Monday's cliffhanger will set the setting for Michael to catch fire, so his visit to Sonny's penthouse will seal his fate as a burn victim. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Jason will run into the danger shortly, so we'll offer you more predictions on the unexpected event. A collision of choices and consequences. In the dark light of her hotel room, the air crackled with tension as she paced wildly. Lulu Spencer, feisty and resolute, had had enough. Dante Falconeri stood before her, frustrated, his arms crossed defensively. This was not the reunion she had hoped for, nor was it the cooperation she expected to bring her daughter, Charlotte, home. You sabotaged everything. Lulu cried, her voice full of hurt and rage. Her finger pierced the air between them as if it could penetrate his tough exterior. Dante, unaffected by her anger, responded, Lulu, you've built this entire scenario in your head. Did you honestly believe Valentine would just hand Charlotte over without a fight? Her lips became a narrow line as she gazed at him, her wrath growing. You don't get it, do you? I had a plan. A real chance. Dante's remark was strong and nearly cutting. A plan that got derailed the moment someone tipped off the sniper. Who else could have done that but you? You led them straight to Valentine. The room became silent for a time before Dante's tone softened, although there was still a strong undertone of sadness. Do you even realize what you're risking? Rocco waited for years while you were gone, and now you're gambling with your life like it's nothing. Lulu's chest clenched as the weight of his words struck her. She struggled to keep her voice steady. That's not fair, Dante. Fair? His voice surged, rage piercing his placid attitude. Was it fair to Sam? She gave her life to save yours, Lulu. And now you're putting everyone, including Charlotte, in danger with these reckless choices. Before he could continue, Lulu turned away, her hands trembling as she grabbed the edge of a tiny table. With a sudden flash of rage, she smashed a vase to the floor, the sound of shattered porcelain echoing throughout the room. A fugitive's dilemma. A dark automobile sped along an isolated road many miles away. Valentine Cassadine sat beside his daughter, Charlotte, his hands gripping the steering wheel as if clinging to a tenuous sense of control. Charlotte's voice interrupted the silence. Do you think Mom sent the sniper? Valentine shook his head, and his expression softened as he looked at her. No, sweetheart. Your mother wouldn't risk losing me like that. She knows it would hurt you too much. His statements carried a sad tone. He despised the existence he had forced upon his daughter, one of hiding, running, and dread. His heart yearned for her to experience the normalcy she deserved, but his enemies had left him with few options. I can't keep dragging you into this life, Charlotte, he admitted, his voice full of sadness. You deserve to be with your mother, with your friends, not living as a fugitive because of my mistakes. Charlotte's gaze lingered on him, caught between her affection for her father and the life she had lost in Port Charles. If I go back, I lose you. If I stay, I lose her. Valentine strengthened his grip on the wheel. The choice is yours, but whatever you decide, I'll always love you. After a long pause, Charlotte made her decision. I'm staying. A new beginning and fractured relationships. Meanwhile, back in Port Charles, Sasha was dealing with her own uncertainties. Sitting across from a worried confidant, she struggled with the weight of a life-altering decision. I appreciate your help, but I need to do this on my own, she stated firmly. The offer to put her up in a new place was appealing, but Sasha's pride would not let her accept financial assistance. She had decided to stay in Port Charles, believing it was the finest place to raise her expectant kid. At the hospital, she met a patient advocate who introduced herself warmly. They spoke briefly, and Sasha revealed her pregnancy. The father isn't in the picture, she explained quietly, shifting the conversation to more practical topics like emergency contacts. The advocate said, why not put me down for now? We'll figure it out later. Sasha nodded, moved by the gesture of compassion. Thank you. Secrets and strategies. Meanwhile, tensions rose in another part of town. A furious argument in a stylish office resulted in unexpected disclosures. Why don't you just tell her the truth? Curtis questioned, annoyed but sympathetic. Nina hesitated, her fingers pounding on the desk's edge. Because the truth will ruin everything. Willow's finally starting to trust me. Curtis arched his brow. And what happens when she finds out anyway? Secrets like this don't stay buried forever. The truth was that Nina had been hiding more than her emotions. Her secret relationship had the potential to backfire on her, and she was well aware of this. A father's fears. In his penthouse, Sonny Corinthos confided in his best ally. I've got a problem, Jason. Jason, always a faithful buddy, listened closely as Sonny described his recent health crisis. You need to see a specialist, Jason insisted. Sonny nodded but soon changed the subject. We need to think long-term. The business. I need to start planning for a way out. Jason's expression became grim. If you're thinking about handing it over, it won't be me. I've got responsibilities of my own. Sonny groaned, understanding but frustrated. Then who? There's no one else I trust. Threads of fate. As the stories progressed, the threads of Port Charles's tapestry became more interwoven. Choices taken in wrath, love, and despair have far-reaching consequences for its citizens. Lulu struggled with the ramifications of her decisions while Valentine and Charlotte accelerated their journey into the unknown. Sasha began to forge a new route for herself, while Nina teetered on the brink of exposure. And in the shadowy corridors of power, Sonny pondered an uncertain future, aware that the decisions he made now would affect the lives of those he cared about the most. Port Charles, for all of its intrigue and drama, remained a place where secrets were rarely kept hidden and the next surprise was always just around the corner. Steve Burton of General Hospital is engaged. A day after proposing to girlfriend Michelle Lundstrom, Steve Burton revealed on Instagram that her response was an exuberant yes. Engaged, the General Hospital star wrote with photographs of himself proposing. Though he is a man of few words, he included a quote, Jeremiah 29 verse 11, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. In May 2024, the Daytime Emmy winner revealed his relationship with Lundstrom, stating on his podcast with castmate Bradford Anderson that she's an amazing woman, amazing. You may recognize Lundstrom from Season 2 of Netflix's reality series Barbecue Showdown. 2 years ago, the soap opera, who has previously featured on Days of Our Lives, as Harris, and The Young and the Restless, as Dylan, revealed that he had separated from his wife of 23 years, Sherry Gustin. She recently revealed that she is expecting her 4th child. The child isn't mine. We're still co-parenting our 3 gorgeous children. Jason's Daylight family congratulated him and Lundstrom as soon as his portrayer informed that they were marrying. You are a wonderful couple, Finola Hughes, Anna, said. I wish you both a long, loving, and fruitful life together, said Rick Hurst, Rick. Oh my God, exclaimed Eden McCoy, Jocelyn, with Laura Wright, Carly, cheering woohoo. Cyrus spies, Willow fights back, Michael's fiery danger, and BLQ's revelation. The General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 6, 2025 are here. Cyrus Renault will eavesdrop next week. Willow Tate Corinthos assumes control. Michael Corinthos finds himself in fiery jeopardy. Brooklyn Quartermain also had a revelation. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 6, Willow Tate Corinthos served. According to the GH spoilers for Monday, January 6, Willow is distraught. Willow is shown in a preview sitting on a bed in lingerie. Willow peers at some papers in disbelief before looking up. Willow is speaking with Drew Kane Quartermain and reveals that they are removing the children from her custody. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer vents about Willow to Jason Morgan. Michael is in grave danger. Jocelyn Jacks makes a discovery. Brad Cooper also lashes out. GH spoilers, Tuesday, January 7th. On Tuesday, January 7th, Jason and Sonny Corinthos spring into action. Michael is on fire in a teaser clip that was unintentionally broadcast too early, leaving Sonny and Jason unable to help. Nina Reeves gives bad news. Harrison Chase opens up to Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Brooke Lynn has a discovery. Additionally, Portia Robinson opens up to Isaiah Gannon. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, January 8th, Carly Spencer interrupted. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, January 8th show that Sonny is demanding answers. Anna Devane needs Jack Brennan's assistance. Jason has a request for Lucas Jones. Nina advises Willow. Meanwhile, Drew interrupts Carly. GH spoilers, Thursday, January 9th. On Thursday, January 9th, Rick Lansing attempts to convince Alexis Davis. Cyrus does some eavesdropping. Willow ultimately takes control. Willow may decide to make her own decisions rather than listening to everyone else. Diane Miller spars with Martin Gray. Plus, Carly and Sonny rely on one another. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, January 10th, Nina Reeves compromise. On Friday, January 10th, Carly sends a warning. Tracy Quartermain and Stella Henry catch up. Kai Taylor enjoys an intimate moment with Trina Robinson. Meanwhile, Cody Bell seeks out Brad Cooper. Nina and Sonny also agree to a compromise. Which narrative are you most looking forward to witnessing in the week of January 6, 2025? What are your predictions for Willow, Drew, Carly, Sonny, and Nina? What does the future hold for Jocelyn, Michael, Trina, Kai, and the other Port Charles residents? Kelly Monaco's daytime co-workers spoke out in support of her after she was let go. General Hospital spoilers suggest that alum Kelly Monaco's departure from her role as Sam McCall in 2024 surprised die-hard fans. The news slammed like a ton of bricks, and Monaco hinted that the real story will be revealed. She has yet to spill the beans, despite promising to discuss her departure after her final flight date. In the absence of news, social media speculated on the reasons for Monaco's departure, and some daytime stars spoke out about the attractive and talented actress. Monaco's mother, too, paid passionate homage to her daughter's experience on the popular show, noting that her last day on set was only 4 days before her anniversary. When Monaco left GH, she had filmed approximately 2,300 episodes. General Hospital spoilers: why did Kelly Monaco leave GH? Monaco spent 21 years on the ABC soap opera as the complicated character Sam McCall. Sam had experienced everything, from being a con artist and detective to becoming a mother and wife. Dominic Zamprogna played Dante Falconeri, the character's most recent romantic partner. Zamprogna discussed Monaco's leave with Soap Opera Digest in November. He stated, "I've found that the greatest things in my life have come when it feels like a door is closing." He also expressed sympathy for Monaco's plight, saying, "I was really trying to emphasize that to her." GH spoilers: will Kelly Monaco join another soap? Billy Flynn, who plays Chad DiMera on Peacock's Days of Our Lives, shared that emotion with Us Weekly during a fan event. He stated that he believed Kelly's amazing, and she's going to go on to another thing. Monaco has not yet announced that she has signed with another serial, but there are plenty of daytime fans who would follow her to whatever daily drama she joins. General Hospital spoilers: Days of Our Lives stars would welcome Monaco. Another DOL actor, Martha Madison, Belle Black, backed with Flynn's opinion of Monaco, telling the publication that she would love to have her on DOL. She described Monaco as follows: her fanbase is tried and true, and any show would be lucky to have them and her. A blaze of destiny. In the heart of Port Charles, the Corinthos penthouse stood out as a symbol of power, loyalty, and the odd tragedy. On this tragic night, the city's tranquility was disturbed by an explosion that sent flames raging through the luxurious area. Michael Corinthos, the ever-present son battling with his father's shadow, was at the center of everything. His visit to sunny Corinthos this evening was intended to discuss business, not spark a life-changing event. The explosion burst like a beast, hungry and unstoppable, its flames licking the walls and devouring everything in their path. A father's horror. Sonny remained motionless, his breath trapped in his chest as he watched the inferno spread. His kid was trapped in the blazing flames, and every instinct told him to rush into the fire and rescue Michael out. However, the blaze was unrelenting, a force that defied logic and courage. "Michael!" Sonny said, his voice hoarse and urgent. He took a step forward, but a hand on his arm dragged him backward. Jason Morgan, ever the guardian angel and enforcer, drew Sonny away from the flames. "I'll get him," Jason hissed. "Stay here." Sonny hesitated, torn between trust in Jason and the overpowering desire to save his son. He knew better than to dispute. Jason was the right man for this situation. He thrived under pressure and knew how to deal with turmoil and danger. The rescue. Jason dived into the inferno, his determination shining through the choking heat and smoke. Inside, the penthouse was unrecognizable. Flames engulfed the fine furniture, and the air was filled with noxious smoke. Through the haze, Jason noticed Michael's crushed shape on the floor. His heart fell at the sight, but he pressed forward, placing an arm around Michael and lifting him up. The heat was oppressive, and every second felt like an eternity as Jason maneuvered the burning labyrinth back to safety. Outside, Sonny paced feverishly, his face covered in fear and pain. When Jason emerged with Michael's comatose body, Sonny raced forward, his hands quivering as he reached out. "Is he?" Sonny's voice trembled, unable to complete his question. "He's alive," Jason stated, his voice hoarse from the trauma. "But we need to get him to the hospital. Now." The aftermath. The fires were doused, but the injuries they left were far from healing. Michael was transported to the General Hospital, his body covered with serious burns. Doctors worked valiantly to stabilize him, but the path to recovery was difficult. Sonny sat in the hospital's waiting room, head in hands. The weight of remorse and powerlessness pressed down on him. This wasn't just a fire, it was an attack, a purposeful attempt to harm his family. "I'll find out who did this," Sonny said to himself, his voice a deep snarl. "And they'll pay." Future of Michael Corinthos. Michael's life was forever altered by the explosion, which left him with more than just physical wounds. Michael, bandaged from head to toe, was barely recognizable as he lay in the hospital bed, breathing shallow but steady. Doctors described the severity of his injuries. "We'll need to perform multiple reconstructive surgeries," one of them remarked. "It's going to be a long process." Michael's future in Port Charles was currently unknown. It was decided to send him to a specialized clinic for further treatment. As Sonny and the rest of the Corinthos family said their final goodbyes, the weight of the moment hung thick in the atmosphere. "Take care of yourself," Sonny said softly, grasping Michael's hand. "We'll be waiting for you." A potential transformation. Months passed, and the people of Port Charles became accustomed to Michael's absence. Rumors circulated regarding his illness and if he'd ever return. Sonny remained tireless in his search of the arsonist, putting together clues and enlisting help to unearth the truth. Speculation regarding Michael's reappearance increased. If he returned, would he be the same person? Reconstructive procedures provided the opportunity for a fresh start, but they also created the prospect of a completely different appearance. Sonny's confidant leaned close during a quiet talk one evening. "You think he'll still want to be part of the family business after all this?" Sonny breathed deeply. "I don't know. This might change everything for him." A city united in shock. The news of the explosion and Michael's injuries traveled across Port Charles, unsettling the city to its core. At Kelly's diner, customers muttered about the catastrophe. At the hospital, doctors and nurses who had treated Michael whispered quietly about his fortitude. Even those who held grievances against the Corinthos family were upset. The fire served as a harsh reminder of the hazards that come with power and fame in Port Charles. Sonny's mission. Sonny's focus remained constant as Michael tried to heal. He intensified his inquiry, piecing together the mystery of who staged the attack. Michael didn't simply want justice, he wanted to send a message to anyone who tried to endanger his family. Sonny's determination resulted in a confrontation with an old enemy. The tension was apparent as Sonny sought an explanation. "Why did you do it?" Sonny demanded, hands clenching. The rival smirked, unrepentant. "Because you've had your time, Corinthos. It's time for someone else to run this town." Sonny's response was chilly and definitive. "Not while I'm still breathing." A new chapter. Months later, the day had arrived. Michael returned to Port Charles, exiting the plane with an obvious shift in his appearance. His face, transformed by the surgeries, exhibited the scars of a guy who had been through hell and come out on the other side. Port Charles was buzzing with interest and suspicion. Michael's new face represented more than simply physical change, it was a symbol of resilience, transformation, and the unwavering strength of the Corinthian lineage. Michael's determination became obvious as he reunited with his family. He wasn't just returning to continue where he left off, he was ready to carve a new path, one that recognized the man he was and the obstacles he had faced. Sherry, Steve Burton's ex-wife, is upset about the engagement news. Steve Burton's ex-wife Sherry is jealous of engagement news. Steve came to Instagram to announce that he is now engaged to his girlfriend Michelle Lundstrom after a year together. Steve shared numerous images of their relationship with the caption, "Engaged January 3rd, 25. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you rather than harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Some believe Sherry is envious of Steve's happiness and progress. Not only that, but it appears that his General Hospital supporters continue to bully and abuse her on social media. Many General Hospital viewers will recall that in 2022, Steve was compelled to clarify a few things after his wife Sherry Burton posted a photo of what appeared to be a baby belly on her Instagram account. She wrote, "Life is full of surprises." However, because the kid was not his, Steve promptly posted on his own Instagram account, "I wanted to clear things up. Sherry and I have separated." She just shared that she is expecting her fourth kid. "The child isn't mine. We are still co-parenting our 3 wonderful children. We'd prefer some privacy at this time. Much love, Steve." General Hospital news, Steve Burton and Michelle Lundstrom get engaged. That same year, Steve ended their 23-year marriage. According to documents filed in Orange County Superior Court, Burton owned property purchased before to the marriage and after the separation date of March 1st. All property acquired by Burton during marriage by gift or inheritance should be deemed wholly his, according to the documents. Steve has not said anything about Sherry or his divorce since then. Sherry's admirers last heard from her after she gave birth to her 5th kid. Also, it took her some time to feel comfortable introducing her social media followers to the new man in her life. A fire that changes everything. The frigid winter air in Port Charles conveyed tension as thick as the approaching storm clouds overhead. Tragedy was a frequent visitor to this lively town, where friendships fluctuated like the waves and secrets were revealed in explosive ways. Over the next 2 weeks, the lives of various people would intertwine in unexpected ways, all set off by a tragic explosion at Sonny Corinthos' apartment. The determined daughter. Jocelyn was unrelenting. Since her boyfriend's cruel death, she had resolved to find out who was guilty. She couldn't remain idle while justice eluded her grasp. Jocelyn, overcome with loss and rage, confided in her best friend, whose calm demeanor typically kept her grounded. "I can't let this go, Trina," she insisted, her voice cracking with determination. "Whoever did this, they need to pay." Trina, ever the voice of reason, put her hand on Jocelyn's shoulder. "I get it, Joss. But don't do something reckless. Let's figure this out together." Jocelyn's determination was evident, and it only grew stronger when she discovered some personal keepsakes of her late boyfriend while cleaning up his apartment. The discovery of an ominous detail, possibly a hint about those who had targeted him, sparked her into action. Suspicions and shadows. At General Hospital, Portia Robinson's keen instincts kicked in when she spotted Cyrus Renault's approaching presence. His sophisticated manner could not disguise the threat he exuded. When Portia addressed him, she issued a warning. "You don't belong here," she stated firmly. Cyrus smirked and lifted his hands in mock submission. "Just visiting," he said calmly. But Portia's instincts told her otherwise. She couldn't shake the suspicion that Cyrus' motivations were anything but harmless, especially when she subsequently noticed him lingering in a corridor, his ears clearly tuned to a private conversation. Whatever he overheard would definitely bolster his evil ideas. Explosive consequences. Meanwhile, at Sonny's penthouse, a normal evening descended into a nightmare. Michael had gone over to discuss a critical family situation, but their talk was cut short as an explosion ripped through the building. Flames engulfed Michael, throwing Sonny into a frenzy. "Michael!" Sonny's voice cut through the commotion, his desperation evident. Jason, ever the dutiful protector, jumped into action. After pushing Sonny to safety, he ran back into the inferno to save Michael. The heat was excruciating, but Jason's drive overcame his dread. He discovered Michael unconscious, with his body already scorched by the flames. The hospital scramble. At General Hospital, the doctors rushed to stabilize Michael. The burns were serious, covering the majority of his body, and the prognosis was grave. Carly arrived in a state of terror, her hands trembling and clinging to Sonny for comfort. "He's strong," Sonny whispered, his voice wavering. "He'll pull through." Carly wasn't only concerned about Michael's physical rehabilitation. She was concerned about what this might imply for the family, especially given the current state of stress. A mother's fight. Willow became embroiled in a legal struggle for custody of her children while Michael was comatose. The stress of the situation weighed heavily on her, but she refused to give in. Her resolve was only strengthened when she learned about the explosion. "I can't lose them too," she said to herself, clutching a photograph of her children. At the same time, Carly started planning her own movements. She was not about to let anyone take care of the kids while Michael was out of commission. A clash between Carly and Willow appeared unavoidable, with both women fighting for what they believed was right. Hidden secrets. Elsewhere in town, Brooke Lynn struggled with a long-held secret. During a private talk with a valued confidant, she confessed a long-buried secret: she had given birth to a boy when still a teenager. It was the hardest decision I've ever made, Brooklyn admitted, tears flowing down her cheeks. But I thought it was the right thing at the time. The revelation threatened to shatter the foundation of her existing relationships, notably with Chase, who was unaware of this chapter in her history. Revenge and redemption. Back at Sonny's penthouse, the aftermath of the explosion left him furious. His rage blazed brighter than the flames that had torched his home. He swore to find out who was responsible for the attack and hold them accountable. "You don't mess with my family and walk away," he added in a cold, deadly tone. Meanwhile, Jason had rescued Michael and was now completing another commitment. Before being sent to a specialized center for treatment, Michael made the following request. "Watch over her," he murmured hesitantly, referring to Sasha, who was carrying his child. Jason nodded earnestly. "You have my word." Sparks and surprises. Not every moment during these weeks was dominated by tragedy. In a quieter part of Port Charles, a burgeoning romance between Kai and Trina provided a ray of hope. Their connection became stronger after an unexpected but exciting occasion. "You make me feel like I can handle anything," Trina said, her cheeks flushing. Kai smiled as their fingertips brushed. "That's because you can." A town changed forever. As the weeks passed, the explosion in Sonny's apartment proved to be a catalyst for change in Port Charles. Lives were changed, alliances strained, and secrets revealed. While Michael began his long road to recovery, those left behind dealt with the aftermath. The attack reminded Sonny of the continual danger that came with his life. For Carly, it was a wake-up call about the fragility of the family she cherished. It also served as a motivator for Jocelyn in her pursuit of justice. Port Charles was no stranger to drama, but these events left the community forever changed. As the residents readied themselves for what was to come, one thing was certain: the following chapter would be equally as exciting as the last. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.